If you're building a SaaS product right now, you would understand the importance of having a clear demo video on your website, as it's going to be pre-selling your product before jumping in or signing up to your actual software. The goal is not just to make it look pretty. So OpenAI made an amazing video for Atlas. It's a new browser that launched recently, and in this video I want to go through that exact demo and dissect it. If you're new here, my name is Ahmed, and I work as a motion graphics specialist for the #1 PT company in the GCC. Now let's get started. Quick context for anyone who didn't see Atlas demo yet. OpenAI released this demo showing off their new Atlas capabilities, right? So essentially, it's like Google Chrome, but for ChatGPT. Thing is, as a motion designer, my goal is to make videos that look premium, convert properly, and turn viewers into signups. And when I watch a demo like this, I try to study a lot of things, some of which the pacing, the information hierarchy, color psychology, and narrative structure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down this into two pillars to show you how demos like this actually get made. So we have number one, the visual language, which every design choice they made and why they made it. And then two, the messaging strategy. And that's how they structured the narrative to maximize the impact of the video. I will be covering what they did from a marketing standpoint and how they executed it from a production standpoint as well. Now, before we start, I want you to watch that demo fully before we start dissecting it. Here it is. So initially we have the visual language breakdown. The first thing I'm clocking as a designer is the color palette. Light interface, soft blues and purples, and the usual black text and white PG. Now as a motion designer, I always need to understand what emotions are we trying to sell. From what I can see, Atlas is selling sophisticated intelligence, so they can use calming premium tones. If they wanted to sell speed and energy, they'd use flashy colors and high contrast. Now the round corners, the soft shadows, and the generous padding, this all signals approachability. They're making advanced AI feel safe and friendly, because most SaaS companies miss this. So because they either go too corporate and boring or too flashy and cheap. If you watch closely, they use sans serif and it's medium weight. And also the spacing between the letters is perfect. This is not Times New Roman, which is corporate vibes, and it's not some trendy display font either. It's right in that sweet spot of professional but human. And the white space, look at this breathing room. Less is always more when you're positioning premium. You can see that they're consistent through the whole demo. Same corner radius, same shadow depth, and same spacing units. This is feasible because they designed a storyboard that goes through each and every scene. That's what we call pre-production in this kind of scenario, because we don't have shooting and cameras, but it's mainly pre-producing the assets and the designs and illustrations of this kind of video. Now the pacing, they've executed it perfectly. After an animation ends, they keep it on screen for around 2 to 3 seconds to give time to the viewers to digest what they just saw, like this. Too fast and it could feel jarring, or too slow and it could feel laggy. They nailed it in that sweet spot. And of course, all of their animations are eased out. Nothing moves in linear movements. They're using ease in out curves, which makes everything feel more natural and organic. Now, this is motion design 101, but you'd be surprised how many SaaS demos just use the default linear animations. And if you look closer at every icon, every image, and every graphic, it's crisp. No pixelization, no compression artifacts. They're just literally using vectors, which is SVGs, and no pixelized images. And technically, this level of production is achievable. You do not need a 500k budget, but you do need someone who understands systems, motion, and brand strategy. Someone who can reverse engineer what makes demos like this work and apply those principles to your product. And that's what I do at Vision X Studio. I study the best demos in the world, extract the principles, and apply them to my clients' videos. If you need a demo video for your product, press the first link down below and fill out the form to see if we are going to be a good fit. Now, the second thing is the messaging and the narrative strategy. Watch how Atlas structures their story. They use the classic 3-act structure: problem, solution, and then transformation. Act 1: having to dabble between your web, which is Safari or Chrome, and ChatGPT. I forgot to be here. So that's the main problem. And then the solution is that Atlas, which is in Act 2, Atlas blends both web and ChatGPT as it skyrockets your efficiency. So instead of having them separate, they just have it all in one. And then the third thing, which is the transformation on Act 3. So Act 3, which is the transformation, you imagine what else becomes possible, which is that's what they gave us: continuity and AI agents in web. Now, this structure works because it mirrors how humans naturally process information. You need to establish stakes before you can deliver payoff. Also, notice how they don't just dump all the capabilities at once, right? They reveal features progressively. So each new capability builds on the last, and this creates momentum. I call this the escalation ladder. You start by something familiar and simple, and then each step gets slightly more impressive, until by the end, you're showing something that makes people go, wait, what? Now, as for the language, everything is benefit driven, not feature driven. So they never say Atlas has this specific algorithm, but they say assists when you need it and takes action for you. So they mention you. You are the one who's going to benefit from this. And they just directly talk to you. Now, this is copywriting 101, but most technical founders struggle with this. They want to explain how it works instead of why it matters. There's nothing accidental in these kind of demos. Every frame, every transition, and every word is intentional. And if you're serious about elevating your SaaS visual presence, let's talk about what's possible for your product. See you in the next one. Peace.